What if the true barrier between you and unlimited wealth isn't the economy or taxes or even the fickle hand of what some call luck? What if the real impediment, the invisible wall, resides instead squarely within the confines of your own mind, your own habitual patterns of thought? Take a moment truly to contemplate this proposition. Does it unsettle you, or does it resonate with a truth you've perhaps felt but never fully articulated? The vast majority of humanity, they perceive wealth as an external game. It is a pursuit of opportunity, a struggle against competition, a constant striving for resources found outside oneself. They believe that if only the circumstances were different, if the market were more favorable, if the government were more supportive, if their starting point were higher, then, and only then, would abundance become their reality. This perspective, while common, is precisely why true, lasting wealth often eludes them. Their focus is misplaced, their energy dispersed in the periphery. But for that exceptional few, the genuine masters of fortune, those who have not merely accumulated riches but have truly commanded their creation, the game is understood to be fundamentally, unequivocally, internal. They recognize that the outer world merely reflects the inner landscape. Their wealth was first forged in the crucible of their consciousness, built from the raw material of their thoughts and beliefs. They understood that external circumstances are not the cause of their prosperity, but rather the effect of their internal state. This is a distinction of paramount importance, one that separates the dreamers from the doers, the wishing from the winning. I, Napoleon Hill, spent a lifetime dissecting this very phenomenon. I did not stumble upon a mere secret, a mystical formula, or a lucky charm passed down through generations. Such notions are the stuff of fairy tales and serve only to distract from the rigorous intellectual work required for true mastery. What I deciphered, through decades of meticulous study and direct interviews with the titans of industry, the visionaries and the philanthropists of my era, was a precise, verifiable code. It is a set of universal principles, a systematic methodology for harnessing the dormant power of the human mind, a power that, when properly directed, can and will attract whatever one desires, including unlimited wealth. It is not magic. It is mental science. In this series, we shall not just discuss this code, we shall together hack it. We will dismantle the erroneous beliefs and intellectual superstitions that have held you captive. We will transcend the superficiality of mere positive thinking, a phrase often misunderstood and diluted into wishful platitudes, and instead, we will delve into the intricate engineering of the mind for true prosperity. This is about constructing, deliberately and systematically, a mental framework that aligns your deepest desires with the universal laws of attraction and achievement. It is a process of intellectual reconstruction, a deliberate reshaping of your mental habits and subconscious programming, all guided by the very principles distilled from the lives of history's most successful individuals. Your current understanding of wealth, your relationship with money, your perception of what is possible for you, all of it is about to be profoundly rewired. This will be an intellectual journey, a deep dive into the mechanics of thought and its tangible manifestation in your material world. Prepare yourself. Prepare to challenge every preconceived notion. Prepare to engage with a level of intentionality you may have never before experienced. The transformation begins now within the quiet sanctuary of your own mind. Now that we have confronted the profound truth that wealth is an internal game, it becomes imperative to redefine what wealth truly signifies. For most, the very mention of the word wealth conjures immediate, almost automatic images of bank balances, property deeds, or vast sums of currency. It is a narrow, limited perspective, one that often creates more anxiety than aspiration. This constricted view is precisely why many struggle to attract and retain it. They are chasing a shadow, an effect, rather than understanding the underlying cause and the expansive nature of true abundance. I spent years, decades even, in the company of the truly affluent, men and women who had not merely accumulated fortunes, but had forged empires. And what I discovered with unwavering consistency was that their definition of wealth far transcended the mere accumulation of dollars. Money, you see, is simply a measuring stick, a convenient medium of exchange. It is a symbol. But a symbol of what, precisely? That is the question too few ever genuinely ask themselves. For these masters of industry and innovation, money was a byproduct, a necessary tool, a tangible representation of something far more profound. They understood wealth as an accumulated experience. Consider this deeply. It was the freedom to pursue their passions unburdened by financial constraint, the power to implement grand visions that benefited society, the influence to shape industries and economies, the liberation of time to dedicate to family or personal growth, the robust health that enabled their relentless pursuit of purpose, and above all, the profound fulfillment derived from achieving a definite major purpose. This, my friend, is true abundance. It is the sum total of these experiences, these capacities, these freedoms that money can facilitate. But the cultivation of these capacities, these freedoms, these experiences, fundamentally begins within the mental realm, not within the financial markets. If your vision of wealth is confined to mere currency, you are inadvertently limiting the very energetic pathways through which abundance can flow into your life. You are attempting to attract a partial reality when the universe offers a holistic one. Think of it this way. A composer does not merely desire notes, they desire a symphony. An architect does not merely desire bricks, they desire a magnificent structure that embodies beauty and function. Money, in this analogy, is merely the note or the brick. The true wealth lies in the symphony, in the structure, in the grand design of a fulfilled life. The true masters knew that the capacity to manifest their deepest intentions was the ultimate currency. If you possess the mental faculty, the unwavering belief, and the definite purpose to create, then the money required to bring that creation into physical reality will inevitably follow. It is an immutable law of the universe. The material expression, the monetary gain, is simply a reflection of the inner conviction and the value you bring to the world. Now pause for a moment of profound reflection. Take a deep, deliberate breath. Forget, for an instant, the numbers, the digits in a bank account. Cast aside the external trappings. Look inward. What does true wealth genuinely mean to you? For you, beyond the zeros on a balance sheet. What experiences does it unlock? What freedoms does it bestow? What kind of personal power does it represent? What kind of profound fulfillment does it bring to your spirit? This is not a trivial exercise. It is an act of self-discovery, a critical step in calibrating your internal compass towards the correct coordinates of abundance. The answer you uncover, the vision you construct in this moment of quiet introspection, can be far more revealing, far more potent than any financial statement could ever hope to be. It is the foundation upon which your entire journey of attraction will be built. Without this clarified vision, you are merely building castles in the sand, susceptible to every passing tide of circumstance. Having clarified what true wealth encompasses, not merely coin, but the rich tapestry of accumulated experiences, freedom, influence, and purpose, we now face a pivotal question. How does one translate this clarified vision into tangible reality? How do we move beyond a mere understanding of wealth, beyond a passive acknowledgement, and into its active, deliberate creation? The answer lies in mastering the very architecture of desire, forging what I termed a fervent desire, not as a fleeting hope, but as a calm, calculated obsession. Consider this. Most individuals wish for wealth. They idly dream of it. They might even articulate a vague desire for more money, more comfort, more security. But a wish, my friend, is a flimsy thing. It possesses no inherent power. It is a whisper carried on the wind, easily dissipated by the slightest gust of doubt or adversity. I learned through my decades of research, speaking with the titans of industry, that the pathway to extraordinary achievement is paved not with wishes, but with a desire so intense, so all-consuming, that it transcends mere preference and becomes an unyielding command to the universe, a silent yet potent directive to the inner workings of one's own mind. This is not about an unhinged, frantic obsession, mind you. That kind of chaotic energy often repels rather than attracts. Instead, we speak of an obsession that is calm and calculated. It is a burning intensity, yes, but one underpinned by a clear, rational blueprint. It is the unwavering conviction of an architect who knows, with absolute certainty, the structure they are building, brick by mental brick. This level of desire transforms a mere want into an absolute necessity. It becomes the driving force that propels you through obstacles, ignites your creativity, and sustains your efforts when others have long since faltered. The critical distinction here is profound. You are not simply wanting something, you are projecting it. You are not waiting for wealth to find you. You are drawing it to you with an undeniable magnetic force generated by the clarity and intensity of your internal blueprint. Think of it as a detailed architectural plan for your future. Would a builder commence construction without precise specifications, without knowing the exact dimensions, the materials, the timeline? Of course not. Such an endeavor would be doomed to failure. Your mind, the most powerful creative tool in existence, demands the same level of precision. Therefore, we must now move to the practical application of this principle. It is time to create your mental contract with the universe. This isn't some mystical incantation. It is a systematic programming of your subconscious mind, a clear directive that leaves no room for ambiguity. First, you must define the exact quantity of wealth you intend to acquire. Be specific. A vague desire for more money will yield vague results, if any at all. $1 million? 10 million? State it unequivocally. Does this sound audacious? It should. True progress rarely comes from modest aspirations. The specificity is not for the universe's benefit, but for your own subconscious, which thrives on clarity. Second, in exchange for this wealth, you must determine precisely what you intend to give. Wealth is not received for nothing. The law of compensation is absolute. What service will you render? What value will you create? What problem will you solve? This requires an honest assessment of your skills, talents, and willingness to contribute. This isn't about sacrifice. It's about defining the value you will bring to the marketplace, the specific contribution that justifies the abundance you seek. Your mind needs this exchange defined, for it is the engine of action. Third, you must establish a definite date by which you intend to possess this wealth. A goal without a deadline remains merely a dream. This date creates urgency, a timeline for your subconscious to work towards. It transforms a nebulous aspiration into a concrete objective. Again, the specificity serves to focus your mental energies and to compel action. Do not allow uncertainty to permeate this crucial element. Finally, and perhaps most powerfully, you must create a clear, detailed plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. And then, crucially, you must visualize the receipt of this wealth, not the search for it, not the struggle to obtain it, but the actual possession of it. Feel the emotions associated with having it. See yourself living the life it enables. This act of vivid visualization implants the image of your desired reality directly into your subconscious, which then begins to work tirelessly to manifest it. Consider this process akin to programming a GPS system. You would not simply type, "I want to go somewhere." That would yield no discernible route. Instead, you input the precise street address, the city, the destination. Your mind, your internal guidance system, demands the same level of granular detail. When you articulate your desire with such precision, the exact amount, the service rendered, the definite date, and the vivid image of its realization, You are giving your subconscious mind a clear, unambiguous command. It then becomes a powerful ally, tirelessly working to align your actions, opportunities, and insights with your declared purpose. Without this blueprint, without this calm, calculated obsession, your efforts remain fragmented, your trajectory undefined. You possess the greatest creative power in the universe within you. It simply awaits your definitive instructions. We have meticulously designed the blueprint for your desired wealth, specifying the exact quantity, the service to be rendered, and the definitive timeline. This precise articulation of purpose is vital, a non-negotiable first step. But a blueprint, however detailed, remains merely a drawing on paper until the construction begins. The question now becomes, how do we empower the actual building process? How do we ensure that this meticulously crafted plan transcends the realm of mere thought and begins its inexorable journey into tangible reality? The answer lies in engaging the most powerful, yet often most misunderstood, engine within you, the subconscious mind. It is the architect of your internal world, relentlessly constructing your reality based on the instructions it receives. For too long, the concept of auto-suggestion has been trivialized, reduced to a simplistic exercise of repeating empty phrases before a mirror. Many mistakenly believe that merely mouthing positive affirmations, devoid of genuine feeling, will magically manifest riches. This, my friend, is a profound misinterpretation of a universal law, a fundamental flaw in application. The subconscious mind is not swayed by hollow words. It responds to feeling, to the emotional charge behind your thoughts. It is a fertile soil, yes, but it will yield fruit only according to the quality and depth of the seed you plant, and the emotion with which that seed is imbued. Consider your past. How many times have you wished for something, even affirmed it, only to see no discernible change? This is precisely because the intellectual understanding, the mere repetition, was not accompanied by the vibrational frequency of genuine belief and feeling. Your subconscious, a brilliant and loyal servant, detected the underlying doubt, the lack of conviction, and thus dismissed the command as disingenuous. It cannot distinguish between a deeply felt imagined experience and an actual one. Its power lies in its uncritical acceptance and subsequent manifestation of whatever it is consistently fed with emotion. Therefore, true autosuggestion is not merely about affirming, it is about feeling the reality of your desired outcome now. It is about flooding your subconscious with such powerful, vivid impressions, infused with such profound emotion, that it ceases to distinguish between your current circumstances and the future you are commanding. You are not just telling yourself you are wealthy. You are immersing yourself in the experience of being wealthy. How would it feel to possess that exact sum of money, to live the life it affords, to render the service you promised in return? This emotional resonance is the key, the very frequency your subconscious understands and acts upon. Without it, your affirmations are merely noise. This requires moving beyond simple visualization. We must engage every available sense in this act of deliberate mental creation. Close your eyes. Do not just see the numbers in your bank account, the signed contracts, the prosperous enterprise. Hear the sounds of success, the laughter, the decisive conversations, the hum of productivity. Feel the textures, the crispness of new currency, the solid weight of your accomplishments, the comfort of your surroundings. Smell the scents associated with your enriched life, perhaps the fresh air of a new location, the aroma of a celebratory meal. Taste the victory, the satisfaction of a purpose fulfilled. Immerse yourself in this multisensory experience, not as a passive observer, but as the active participant, the one who has already achieved it. This is the as-if technique, living in the desired reality before it manifests. The subconscious mind operates without judgment. It does not rationalize or question. It is a mechanism, a vast power that, when given a clear emotional instruction, begins to reorganize your internal and external world to align with that instruction. It starts to attract the necessary resources, to open unforeseen doors, to inspire creative solutions, to guide your conscious actions in ways that serve your overriding purpose. Your thoughts, when charged with emotion and systematically impressed upon your subconscious, become magnetic forces, drawing to you the people, circumstances, and opportunities required for their materialization. Think of your brain not as a static entity, but as a dynamic plastic instrument, constantly rewiring itself based on the input it receives. When you consistently feed it with vivid, emotionally charged images of your desired wealth, you are quite literally reshaping your neural pathways. You are creating a mental framework that is predisposed to recognize and seize opportunities that others, operating from a framework of scarcity or doubt, would completely overlook. Your brain, your mind, becomes a precise instrument of attraction. It ceases to be a barrier and transforms into the most potent ally in your quest for unlimited abundance. This is not some esoteric concept. It is practical mental science, a principle I witnessed time and again in the lives of the most successful individuals. The power lies in your disciplined application of it. We have meticulously established your mental blueprint for wealth, specifying its exact quantity, the service to be rendered, and the definitive timeline. We have delved into the profound power of autosuggestion, understanding that it is not mere repetition, but the infusion of vivid feeling into your desires that compels the subconscious to act. Yet, even with the clearest mental map and the most potent inner engine, true monumental achievement rarely, if ever, occurs in isolation. It demands a higher form of collaboration, a synergy that transcends mere networking or casual acquaintance. It calls for the orchestra of the mind, the untapped power of the mastermind alliance. For decades, I observed the most successful individuals, those who built empires and moved mountains, and a consistent pattern emerged. None of them, not a single one, achieved their extraordinary feats entirely alone. They understood a principle far more profound than simply having contacts. They cultivated what I termed a mastermind alliance, a harmonious grouping of two or more minds working together in perfect accord toward a definite common purpose. This is not about seeking favors or extracting resources from others for your sole benefit. That is a transactional relationship, and while it has its place, it lacks the alchemical power of a true mastermind. A genuine mastermind. Alliance creates a third mind, a supermind, an invisible force that is exponentially more powerful than the sum of its individual parts. When two minds are brought into close harmony, with a definite purpose and a spirit of cooperation, the vibrational energy generated is unique and potent. Ideas flow freely, intuitions sharpen, and solutions emerge that no single mind could conceive on its own. It is an intellectual fusion, a creative cauldron where individual strengths coalesce into a collective genius. Each member contributes not just their knowledge or skills, but their unique perspective, their life experience, their emotional intelligence, and crucially, their unwavering support and belief in the common objective. This principle is far different from simple networking. Networking often implies a collection of individuals seeking personal gain, a transactional exchange of business cards. A mastermind, however, is a fusion of minds for collective genius. It is an organic entity where the energy is mutually uplifting, mutually beneficial, and relentlessly focused on the shared definite purpose. Members are not just peers. They are intellectual conspirators in the grandest sense, dedicated to the triumph of the collective vision. They hold each other accountable, offer constructive critique born of genuine care, and provide an invaluable sounding board for ideas that might otherwise wither in solitary contemplation. The question then arises, how does one construct such an alliance? It begins with introspection. First, clearly articulate your definite major purpose once more. Then, Reflect deeply on the qualities, skills, and perspectives that you lack but would be essential to achieving that purpose. Who possesses these qualities? Who embodies the spirit of dedication and enthusiasm? Look for minds that are complementary, not identical. You do not need mirror images of yourself. You need individuals who fill your gaps, who challenge your assumptions, who possess knowledge in areas where you are deficient, and who are willing to openly share their insights. The construction of this alliance is not a hurried process. It requires discernment, mutual respect, and a shared ambition that transcends individual ego. Identify those individuals who inspire you, whose intellectual rigor you admire, and with whom you feel a natural resonance and trust. Approach them not with a request for their time, but with a proposition for a shared journey, a collaborative endeavor where the combined intellect will unlock opportunities inaccessible to any one person. Present the definite common purpose with clarity, highlighting the mutual benefits that will inevitably arise from such a powerful synergy. This alliance becomes your personal intellectual powerhouse, your strategic advisory board, your source of sustained motivation and accountability. When faced with an obstacle, your mastermind provides alternative viewpoints, innovative solutions, and unwavering encouragement. When doubt creeps in, their collective belief becomes your fortress. When success is achieved, the shared triumph is amplified, reinforcing the power of harmonious cooperation. This principle, when understood and applied with unwavering commitment, transforms the solitary pursuit of wealth into an orchestrated symphony of collective genius, moving inevitably towards the realization of your greatest aspirations. It is a testament to the immutable truth that no significant wealth is created in a vacuum, but rather through the intelligent, harmonious coordination of specialized knowledge and effort. We have spoken of the Mastermind Alliance, the powerful fusion of minds generating a collective genius far exceeding individual capabilities. This alliance provides an almost insurmountable strength, a shield against doubt, and a forge for brilliant ideas. Yet, even the most formidable alliances, the most meticulously crafted plans, and the most fervent desires will inevitably encounter resistance. The path to unlimited wealth is rarely a straight, unobstructed highway. It is often fraught with detours, unexpected barriers, and what many mistakenly label as failure. This brings us to a truth that separates the truly successful from those destined to abandon their quest: the profound alchemy of adversity. Most individuals, when confronted with a setback, interpret it as a definitive end. They view a lost deal, a failed venture, a financial reversal, or even criticism as conclusive proof of their inadequacy, a signal to retreat, to surrender. The common perception is that failure is the opposite of success, a dark chasm into which aspirations fall, never to be recovered. This interpretation, however, is a fundamental error, a psychological trap that has stifled countless brilliant minds and condemned countless dreams to oblivion. My years spent studying the giants of industry taught me an immutable truth. For those who truly ascend to greatness, a temporary defeat is never an ending, but merely a powerful, albeit often painful, redirection. Consider this deeply. Could it be that what you perceive as your greatest failures were, in reality, your most valuable lessons, disguised as setbacks? Every single individual I studied, without exception, faced moments of profound crisis, periods where their ambitions seemed destined for ruin. What distinguished them was not the absence of such moments, but their radical, almost counterintuitive response to them. They understood that within every so-called defeat, there lay dormant the seed of an equivalent or even greater benefit. This is not wishful thinking. It is a verifiable principle. It demands a shift in perspective so profound that it transforms the very nature of challenge. If you are not encountering resistance, if you are not experiencing moments where your plans seem to unravel, then one must question if you are truly pushing the boundaries of your potential. Are you truly striving for something significant, something worthy of generating such powerful opposition? an undeniable truth emerges. If you are not failing, if you are not encountering temporary setbacks, then you are simply not trying hard enough. You are operating within the safe, comfortable confines of your known abilities, never venturing into the territory where true growth and monumental achievement reside. The absence of failure often signifies the absence of genuine ambition. Failure is not the antithesis of success. It is, quite literally, a fundamental and indispensable part of the route itself. It is the curriculum of accomplishment, the necessary tuition for mastery. This profound change in perspective is not merely intellectual, it must become visceral. The next time you face a reversal, a disappointment, or a roadblock that threatens to derail your progress, do not succumb to the automatic response of discouragement or self-blame. Instead, immediately engage in an act of conscious inquiry. Ask yourself, with an unyielding determination to find the answer, what is the hidden lesson here? What vital piece of feedback is this experience offering me that I could not have learned any other way? How can I use this specific adversity, this apparent setback, as a powerful springboard for an even better, more refined, and ultimately more successful strategy? This question is not passive. It is an active, transformative interrogation of reality. It compels your mind to shift from a state of reactive victimhood to one of proactive learning and strategic adaptation. It forces you to extract wisdom from pain, to convert loss into gain, to transmute the base metal of temporary defeat into the pure gold of enlightened insight. This is the very essence of mental alchemy. The masters understood that the universe does not punish. It only teaches. It presents challenges not to stop you, but to refine you, to reveal the flaws in your plan, the weaknesses in your approach, or the gaps in your knowledge. Each adversity, when viewed through this lens, becomes a meticulously tailored training exercise designed to strengthen your resolve, sharpen your intellect, and prepare you for the grander achievements that lie ahead. Think back now to your own past experiences that you labeled as failures. The project that collapsed, the investment that soured, the opportunity that slipped through your grasp. At the time, they likely felt like crushing blows, definitive proof of an erroneous path. But with this new understanding, with the wisdom gleaned from those who turned lead into gold, can you not, upon deep reflection, begin to discern the hidden benefits? Did that collapse force you to reevaluate a flawed premise? Did that lost investment teach you invaluable principles of risk management? Did that missed opportunity redirect you towards a path that, though initially unforeseen, ultimately proved to be more aligned with your true purpose? This reevaluation is not about erasing the past. It is about rewriting its meaning, reclaiming its power, and transforming what was once a source of pain into an inexhaustible wellspring of wisdom and resilience. This is how the true architect of wealth builds an indestructible foundation. We have journeyed through the intentional crafting of your mental blueprint for wealth, understood the profound power of autosuggestion, forged the collective genius of the Mastermind Alliance, and even learned to transmute adversity into an alchemical ingredient for success. Now, as we approach the culmination of these principles, we must address a factor often overlooked yet omnipresent in its influence: your attitude. Your attitude is not merely a fleeting mood or a superficial disposition. It is the very frequency you emit to the universe, an invisible yet profoundly potent magnet for your fortune. Consider this deeply. Every thought you entertain, every emotion you harbor, every spoken word carries with it a particular vibrational quality. These vibrations coalesce to form your overall mental attitude, which then acts as a dynamic force, constantly interacting with the universal laws of attraction and compensation. For far too long, many have dismissed attitude as something ephemeral, a secondary characteristic that pales in comparison to hard work or opportunity. This is a grave error. Your mental attitude is not just a state of being, It is a state of attracting. It is the lens through which you perceive the world, and more importantly, the filter through which the world perceives and responds to you. I observed, unequivocally, that the truly wealthy, those who had mastered the art of attracting not just money, but a life of comprehensive abundance, possessed an unshakable mental attitude of unwavering positivity, coupled with an active sense of expectation. This was not a forced or naive optimism, but a profound understanding of the law of compensation. They understood that you cannot expect to receive what you are not willing to give, and more critically, you cannot receive what you do not genuinely believe you are worthy of or that you are prepared to accept. Your attitude signals your readiness to the universe. This brings us to a crucial, yet often misunderstood, concept: the vibration of abundance. Your prevailing mental attitude sets your vibrational frequency. If you are constantly plagued by doubt, fear, scarcity thinking, or resentment, you are quite literally broadcasting a signal that repels the very abundance you claim to desire. Conversely, an attitude imbued with faith, gratitude, optimism, and proactive expectation creates a powerful magnetic field, drawing towards you people, circumstances, and opportunities that resonate with that frequency. It is a fundamental law of the cosmos. Like attracts like. You attract what you are, not merely what you wish for. This understanding clarifies why a positive mental attitude is not just a pleasant disposition, but an essential tool in your arsenal for wealth creation. It initiates a virtuous circle. An attitude rooted in optimism and belief does not passively wait for opportunities. It actively seeks them, recognizes them, and creates them. It attracts individuals who are similarly inclined, fostering collaborative environments and mastermind alliances that accelerate progress. It inspires creative solutions to challenges that would otherwise seem insurmountable. It opens channels for a consistent, favorable flow of energy into your life, an energy propitious to the manifestation of wealth in all its forms. This is not to suggest that you must ignore challenges or pretend that difficulties do not exist. That would be foolish. The distinction lies in how you respond to them, the attitude you maintain in their presence. An individual with a positive mental attitude views obstacles as temporary detours, as opportunities for growth, as challenges to be overcome with ingenuity and persistence. They do not allow temporary setbacks to diminish their fundamental belief in their ultimate success. Their attitude acts as a shield, deflecting negativity, and as a beacon, guiding them towards solutions. The practical application of this principle requires daily conscious effort. It is a discipline, a training of your emotional and mental faculties. Cultivate gratitude, not merely as an abstract concept, but as an active daily practice. Be genuinely thankful for what you possess now and for the abundance that is already on its way. Gratitude raises your vibrational frequency instantaneously, signaling to the universe your appreciation and readiness for more. Embrace optimism not as a blind hope, but as a reasoned expectation that, despite temporary appearances, your definite purpose will be achieved. Practice proactivity. Do not wait for circumstances to dictate your emotions. Take charge of your inner state. Perhaps the most potent aspect of this daily practice is to give thanks in advance for the wealth you intend to attract. Feel the profound sense of relief, joy, and satisfaction that will accompany its arrival. By doing so, you are not only reinforcing your mental blueprint, but you are also aligning your vibrational frequency with the reality you wish to create. You are sending an unequivocal signal to your subconscious and to the vast intelligence of the universe that the outcome is already decided. The wealth is already yours in spirit, and you are prepared to receive it in its physical form. Your attitude, therefore, becomes not just a reflection of your state, but the very engine that propels you towards the inevitable fulfillment of your desires. It is the invisible magnet that draws fortune directly to you, for you will always attract what you fundamentally are and what you fundamentally expect. we have traversed a remarkable intellectual landscape. We began by dismantling the illusion that wealth is an external pursuit, recognizing instead that it is an internal game, a profound reflection of the thoughts and beliefs cultivated within the confines of your own mind. We then redefined wealth itself, moving beyond mere currency to embrace the rich tapestry of accumulated experience, freedom, and purpose, establishing a vision far more expansive and magnetic. We learned how to architect a precise mental blueprint, transforming vague wishes into a calm, calculated obsession, giving your subconscious mind clear, unequivocal instructions for manifestation. From there, we delved into the profound power of autosuggestion, not as empty repetition, but as the deliberate, emotionally charged immersion into the reality of your desired outcome, programming your inner engine for inevitable success. We then ascended to the heights of collective genius, exploring the Mastermind Alliance, a fusion of minds that creates an intellectual superorganism, propelling all involved toward their definite major purpose with unparalleled force. And, perhaps most transformatively, we discovered the alchemy of adversity, understanding that what others perceive as failure is, for the true master, merely a temporary defeat, a vital ingredient, a lesson disguised as a setback, ripe for conversion into gold. Finally, we grasped the critical role of your attitude, recognizing it not as a fleeting mood, but as the invisible magnet, the precise vibrational frequency that dictates what opportunities, people, and circumstances are drawn into your life. Pause now, and let these principles settle within you. Do you not feel a shift, an awakening, a stirring of dormant power? Each of these principles, standing alone, possesses immense potential. But when integrated, when woven together into the fabric of your daily existence, they form an unbreakable chain, a complete system for attracting not just financial wealth, but a life of limitless abundance, influence, and profound personal fulfillment. This is not magic. It is, as I have always contended, a science of the mind, a systematic application of universal laws that govern achievement and attraction. The greatest experiment you will ever conduct is the one you undertake with your own consciousness. The power, my friend, is not external. It does not reside in fluctuating markets, political landscapes, or the opinions of others. The power resides unequivocally within you. Your mind is the most sophisticated laboratory in the universe, a magnificent instrument capable of conceiving and manifesting any reality you dare to impress upon it with unwavering belief and persistent action. The principles are laid bare. The code has been deciphered. Your journey toward the deliberate creation of unlimited wealth, designed by your own hand, is not a prospect for tomorrow or for some distant future. It begins now, in this very moment. Do not allow hesitation to steal your momentum. Do not permit doubt to dim the brilliant clarity of your definite purpose. Take the first deliberate step. Engage your will. Begin immediately to apply what you have learned. Go forth and project your wealth into existence. What is the most audacious, definite purpose of wealth that you now, with newfound clarity, intend to manifest? Articulate it. Commit to it, and share it if you dare, for in the declaration lies the first step of its actualization. If these insights have ignited a spark within you, if they have illuminated a path previously obscured, then amplify this message. Share it with those who also seek to master their internal game, to unlock the boundless potential of their own minds. Your commitment, your action, and your unwavering belief are the only variables that truly matter. Remember well the immutable truth. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Go now and manifest your greatness. We have traversed a remarkable intellectual landscape, meticulously dissecting the profound truths that govern the acquisition of unlimited wealth. We began by dismantling the pervasive illusion that wealth is an external pursuit, recognizing instead with unflinching clarity that it is an inherently internal game, a profound and undeniable reflection of the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions cultivated within the sacred confines of your own mind. This foundational understanding shifted our entire perspective. From that vantage point, we proceeded to redefine wealth itself, moving decisively beyond the narrow and often anxiety-inducing confines of mere currency. We embraced, instead, the rich and expansive tapestry of accumulated experience, profound freedom, far-reaching influence, and an unwavering sense of purpose. This established a vision far more magnetic, far more inspiring, and ultimately, far more achievable than any purely monetary goal could ever be. This broadened definition of prosperity allowed us to see the true rewards of mastering these principles. With our vision clarified, we then learned how to meticulously architect a precise mental blueprint. This was not about vague hopes or idle dreams, but about transforming such fleeting desires into a calm, calculated obsession, a powerful, unwavering directive that provides your subconscious mind with clear, unequivocal instructions for manifestation. This precision, this granular detail, is what separates the wishers from the true creators of their destiny. Following this, we delved into the profound and often misunderstood power of autosuggestion. We understood that this was not a superficial exercise of empty repetition, but rather the deliberate, emotionally charged immersion into the vivid reality of your desired outcome. This systematic programming of your inner engine, infused with genuine feeling, is the catalyst for inevitable success, compelling your subconscious to align every facet of your being with your ultimate objective. From the depths of individual mental programming, we then ascended to the heights of collective genius, exploring the indispensable principle of the mastermind alliance. This is not merely networking, but a powerful fusion of minds that creates an intellectual superorganism, an entity whose combined intellect and energy far exceeds that of its individual parts. This alliance propels all involved toward their definite major purpose with unparalleled force, providing support, challenge, and an amplification of insight that no solitary endeavor could ever match. Perhaps most profoundly, we discovered the powerful alchemy of adversity. We learned that what the uninitiated perceive as debilitating failure or insurmountable defeat is, for the true master of these principles, merely a temporary setback, a vital ingredient in the grand scheme of achievement. It is a lesson disguised as a challenge, a precious feedback mechanism, ripe for conversion into invaluable wisdom and renewed, more potent strategies. This shift in perspective transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Finally, we grasped the critical and pervasive role of your attitude. We recognized it not as a fleeting mood or a trivial disposition, but as the invisible magnet, the precise vibrational frequency that dictates what opportunities, what people, and what circumstances are drawn into your life. Your attitude is your broadcast, constantly signaling your readiness to the universe. Pause now, and let the cumulative weight of these principles settle deeply within your consciousness. Do you not feel a subtle yet profound shift occurring within you? An awakening of dormant potential? A stirring of capabilities you may have previously doubted or ignored? Each of these principles, standing alone, possesses immense transformative power. But when integrated, when meticulously woven together into the very fabric of your daily existence and thought patterns, they form an unbreakable chain, a complete and scientifically verifiable system for attracting not just financial wealth, but a life of limitless abundance, profound influence, and the deepest personal fulfillment. This, my friend, is not some ephemeral magic. It is, as I have always contended through my life's work, a precise science of the mind, a systematic and unfailing application of universal laws that govern all achievement and all attraction. The greatest and most rewarding experiment you will ever undertake is the one you conduct with your own consciousness. The true power, the capacity to manifest your deepest desires, is not external. It does not reside in the fluctuating whims of financial markets, the shifting sands of political landscapes, or the often limiting opinions of others. That power resides unequivocally and absolutely within you. Your mind is the most sophisticated and powerful laboratory in the entire universe, a magnificent, intricate instrument capable of conceiving and manifesting any reality you dare to impress upon it with unwavering belief and persistent, intelligent action. The principles have been laid bare. The precise code has been meticulously deciphered. Your personal journey toward the deliberate creation of unlimited wealth, a destiny designed and built by your own unwavering hand, is not some distant prospect for tomorrow or for some nebulous future. It begins now, in this very instant. Do not, under any circumstance, allow hesitation to steal your vital momentum. Do not permit even the slightest whisper of doubt to dim the brilliant guiding clarity of your definite purpose. Take the first deliberate, decisive step. Engage your powerful will. Begin immediately and with full conviction to apply what you have learned and integrated into your being. Go forth and, with the full force of your cultivated mental power, project your wealth into tangible existence. For you now hold the keys to a kingdom that was always within your reach. Remember well the immutable truth, the foundational maxim of all achievement. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Go now and manifest your extraordinary greatness.